Would you like a better relationship with your body? Would you like more love for your body, more connection with it, or just to feel more comfortable in your own skin? I have used Yin Yoga to do that for myself and for my students. And today I'm going to guide you through a practice so that you can develop a better relationship with your body. As is the case with most of my practices, this is suitable for beginners and the more advanced. You won't need loads of fancy props, although if you have them, grab them. They're always nice to use, but you can make do with a couple of cushions. We will begin just laying for a few moments in open shavasana. So laying down onto your back, you can take a cushion or a bolster or a couple of cushions under the backs of the legs. And that gives support to your lower back. You can take a cushion under the back of the head. These are just options to make this laying position a little bit more supported. And something simple as, supporting the backs of the legs or the head, finding a position that doesn't just feel okay, it feels great for the body. That's the beginning of prioritizing. This is the beginning of making how the body feels an absolute priority and actually getting quite picky about what you will accept for your body. So take a moment here to find that comfortable position for you. Give a little bit of support. Maybe you even need a blanket over the legs if the body's a little bit chilly, an eye pillow, anything at all that just helps you feel really super comfortable and supported here. Allowing your arms to come down to the floor and just let them rest into the floor. You let your eyes close when you're ready. It doesn't have to be straight away. As your eyes close, just take a moment to allow the muscles around the eyes to soften. So straight off the bat, there is no rush now to anything that we're going to do. Forehead is allowed to soften. Shoulders are allowed to start to let go. Let your wrists and palms and fingers become soft. Hips and thighs are letting go. Maybe the feet fall out to the sides. So just gently begin to invite the body to soften and relax. Allowing your body to begin to let go very slowly. Become very aware of the support of the floor beneath you. That solidity and support underneath your body, ready to take the weight of your body. Each time you breathe out, you find yourself just giving the weight of your body to the floor a little more. And straight away become aware of the attitude you have towards your body right now as you invite your body to relax. Are you hurrying it along? Maybe impatient, possibly pressurizing, maybe distrustful. Chances are if you've clicked on a video like this, there's something going on there. There's been some kind of breakdown in that relationship with your body. And these are the moments where you begin to notice just what may be going on. So as you breathe and invite your body to let go, are there judgments there? Are you tense, pressurizing, impatient, distrustful? it's good to know. We don't need to resolve and unwind all of this straight away. It's just good to spot, good to notice these things. But maybe you do feel able to soften your attitude as you breathe and invite your body to relax. Maybe you feel ready to take the pressure off. To allow the body to let go in its own time. And if we can, whenever we enter into a yoga practice, we want to learn, and I really want to emphasize the word learn. We want to learn and develop our ability to come in empty, to drop our expectations and our judgments and our stories about the body. And as those expectations fall away, we replace that with a whole lot of allowing. There's no forcing or pushing or pressurizing, and from here on out there's a lot more just allowing the body to be where it is, how it is, feeling how it feels. So we're going to revisit this idea of allowing many times throughout this practice today. But for now, I just want you to take a deeper breath in through the nose, all the way up to the top slowly. And out through the nose, down to the end. We're going to take another one of those. This time I want you to let the belly rise and then the chest expand. In through the nose, slowly out through the nose. You can make just a little bit of a wriggle with your fingers and toes. Hands can come together up above the body. Stretch from head to toe, reach the fingertips and the toes away. Stretching out and then rolling to your side slowly. Maybe there's a cushion there already. If not, rest your head into an arm. Take a few breaths. Maybe the mind wants to wander away. Maybe you could just bring yourself back here to something. Just maybe the feeling of the breath moving through the nose. And as you press that palm into the floor, make your way up slowly and easily to a seated position. We'll come straight into a butterfly posture. I'm going to leave those cushions there because they might come in handy. Okay, so taking the feet in, but not all the way. Leave a gap, about a foot between sitting bones and heels, and let the knees fall out to the sides. Let the thighs relax here. Some of you will be further up like my knees are, some of you will be further down. There's no right or wrong, just different bodies. So we're going to fold forwards in a moment. If your knees ache or if your hips hurt, you can give support with cushions or blocks under the legs, and you can have that really close in or further out to give more or less support. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So I want you to kind of press your sitting bones into the floor, like you're pressing the floor away with your sitting bones. Let your crown reach up towards the ceiling. So a nice long spine. Keep that long spine as you lean forwards. And then when you feel that spine wanting to curl, that's when we're going to let that happen. So we're going to start to relax the body. If you're new to yin postures are passive. So we're going to relax into this posture gradually now. Letting the spine round more and more. Letting the head drop forwards. Letting the neck relax. So we can become completely passive in a yin posture, completely relaxed. but it doesn't happen straight away. So each time you breathe out, just allow your body to soften up a little bit more and a little bit more. So that spine rounds more and more, the upper body drops forward more and more. As the neck lets go, the head drops more. And the arms can just find their comfortable position. For some people that's just resting onto the feet. For some people that's on the floor out in front of you. Let the breath come and go through the nose if you can. Maybe the eyes close. Shoulders are soft. In fact, in this posture, the whole body is allowed to let go. Now, because we are in these postures for between 3 and 5 minutes, it's important that the body is feeling stretched, but it's not getting anything too aggressive. So it shouldn't be sharp or painful. The body should feel safe, nothing should feel irritated. So one other thing that we can do, and I'll be showing you lots of options as we move through, but one other thing that we can do is support the head if it's getting too much for the neck or the shoulders. Maybe stacking cushions. Maybe stacking cushions and a block. So you can use different props, whatever ones suit you. For example, some people who are further down may just support the head into a block. If you don't have cushions or blocks available, or if you just want to try a different option here, elbows resting into lower legs, head into hands is a really nice option. And with the eyes closed, just allowing ourselves to start to make a connection with the body here. So once you've settled into your version of this posture, once you've tweaked and adjusted and you've found something that feels just right, let your eyes close and say hello to your body. Not your image of your body, not your story of your body, not even an imagined picture. I want you to say hello to the actual feeling of the body itself. Allow yourself to notice the feeling of all of the different parts of your body. So as you're scanning around, you're just picking up on the feeling of the toes, the feeling of the feet. Just picking up on the feeling of each area. And as you sit there for longer and longer, just letting your attention kind of sit here with the body. Like there's nowhere else more important to be right now. And this feeling of your own body is the most important thing in the world. This is like you have just put everything on hold and sat down at the table in front of your best friend or your loved one, and you're switching over to give them your undivided attention. We are connecting with what the body has to say to us when we connect to the way that it feels. And you may start to notice different sensations. There may be stretch is maybe the first obvious thing we feel. Different sensations from the stretch, some comfortable, some challenging. As we feel into muscles and tissues, We may notice some tension, some gripping, or softness and release already. And we're gathering this picture, we're just starting to look, just starting to listen. And gather information and detail, awareness, just exactly what's going on in our body right now. And perhaps this is the first time we've done this in a long, long time. Now, each time that you breathe out, you can absolutely continue to invite your body to relax, just as we were in shavasana. So as you come across tension in the body, as you breathe out, you'll feel that tension willing to unwind, usually slowly. So just keep that invitation there in the background to breathe out. You're allowed to let go. Breathing out. You're allowed to let go. And aware of your judgments, your expectations, the layer of mind that you add to this. As you meet with your body, what is your attitude, your energy towards your body? If it's not good, could you find a better way? Could you soften? Be more empty, more open, more of an unconditional presence. We'll take a few more breaths here. Okay, so just curling the spine back up. Oh, nice and slowly. Take a deep breath. Help those knees back together. Rest back onto your hands. Make a little bit of movement here. So for you right now and often in this posture, knees going from side to side feels nice. Or feet wide, knees resting together, just stillness. So we're still in our practice, in our transition from posture to posture. We're still practicing right now. So what does your body need from you? Does it need movement? This is where we really, we're practicing listening. Does your body want you to move? How does it want you to move? Is it what I'm suggesting, or is it something different? Maybe you want to just lift your hips up for a moment. Or maybe your body wants you to just sit still and let your shoulders move instead of your legs. So this time in between the postures is a really important part of our practice today. As we come out of a posture, we're really listening for what's happening in the body, what's shifting, moving, and we're listening for what the body needs. How does the body need us to move? We're being body-led in between. Okay, so slowly coming over onto your belly. Elbows underneath the shoulders, palms can face down, and we want to relax through this whole midsection of the body, almost like we're allowing the spine to drape towards the floor. Now for many of us that may feel too strong. Dull and achy is kind of okay, it's a compression, it's not a stretch, but crossing a line into pain, especially if that gets sharp, We don't want that. So we take the arms forward, the fingertips forward, the elbows forward. And as we do that, the further forward we come, the lower the chest becomes, the more gentle the arch in the lower back. So for a lot of people, even laying flat is enough here. You can see there's still an arch in the back. So anywhere from laying down to up onto forearms. And in a Yin Yoga practice, edge is one of the 3 basic principles of this practice, finding the perfect edge. And I've found, for me personally, that being made to fine-tune my edge was really the gateway to learning to love myself or love my body. It took me away from forcing my body, pushing to maximums mindlessly, and what Yin made me do is stop and listen and respond, to not be afraid to back away, to find a more gentle edge, and to see what happens when I do that, when I nourish my body in that way. So do, as we come into all the postures today, tweak, fine-tune that edge until it feels just right, it's just what your body needs. And the other side to Yin is this element of using props and alterations to support the body. And it's just another way of meeting your body's needs. So rather than just mindlessly being in a posture and just maybe it feels okay, you know? So we're just putting up with that. Let's get picky. Maybe your body could do with some support. Maybe the shoulders have been tense lately, or the body is tired and a little bit of support is needed. A bolster works really well here, but a couple of stacked cushions work just as well. So we want the hips still in contact with the floor, the support under the chest. Maybe we are up on forearms still, or up quite high, and the body is supported. And now I can feel my shoulders melting the tension away. I'm still getting the back bend. But I'm able to soften, I'm able to relax more. Maybe for you, you'd like to give your head a little bit of support. You could do one or both of these options. If you're doing something more gentle, take your bolster or your cushions further up towards the top of the chest. And possibly listening to your lower back, what feels better, to have your feet close together or to have your feet further apart? So spend time as you close your eyes here. And again, you connect with that feeling of the body. You listen to all of its sensations. And you feel the presence of it. What is it telling you that it needs? A little tweak, a little bit of support. Support given, support taken away, a deeper stretch maybe. A blanket over the legs. Or a few deeper breaths. So I want you to get curious, to close your eyes, to listen, to really listen and get curious about anything that might come up that your body is telling you it needs. And we continue to just allow our attention to drift around the body, just spending time in each area. Feeling into the muscles and the tissues. Picking up on where we have been tensing or holding, resisting. Breathing with those muscles, inviting the body to find little ways to release some of that tension. Maybe what your body needs today is just your undivided attention for a little while and nothing more. It just needs you maybe to be there with it, to get to know it. And you may need to tweak your posture at any point. So we don't want to fall into the trap of listening at the beginning, finding this perfect pose, this perfect posture, and then ignoring the body halfway through and the body is letting you know it needs to back away or come out and take a rest completely, or it needs some support added in or something tweaked. These postures are ever moving and fluid. In a way, they're always changing, and we're here for a long time, and we have to adjust. We have to give the body what it needs. If any of you want to come deeper now, if the back feels like it needs and wants something a little bit more, press into your palms and come up into seal. A nice little in-between that I often take is to be in Sphinx, but just coming up onto blocks or coming up onto a cushion or two cushions. So you're just elevating a little from your Sphinx. Breathe into the whole of the torso. So as we breathe in, belly expands, but the lower back gently lifts as well. We're breathing into the space behind us, down into the belly, and into the space behind us as the chest expands, the back of the chest expands, and the sides of the chest and the belly expand. The breath comes all the way down into the belly and expands out. The breath can stay very relaxed and smooth, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit slower. So is there anywhere in your body working really hard right now that could just soften up a little? If you are new to Yin, the whole foundation to this practice is this art of letting go, softening our body, and then softening our mind, softening our attitudes, and finding more yielding, more stillness, more softness, more letting go. A few more breaths here. So we will lower, Press into the palms and come back to child's pose. So, sitting back onto the heels, if that's difficult, you can have a cushion under the back here. Head comes to the floor. Arms can relax out in front of you, or your arms can relax behind you. And if your head doesn't quite reach the floor, you can have fists, hands, blocks, cushions underneath the forehead. And just let go here. Let your body be heavy. All of the effort and doing that the body puts into everyday life, the tension, the gripping, the activation, the effort. Allow your body some balance. So as you breathe out and you let go, just let your body rest, let your body give all of its effort away and just give its weight to the floor. Feel that breath coming down into the belly and just enjoy finding more and more softness as you breathe. Pressing your palms into the floor nice and slowly, working your way back up to a seated position. Shoelace pose now for the hips. If you have a block, come and sit up onto a block. If you don't have a block, just stack a couple of cushions or a big thick book, whatever you've got. You're going to take your right foot underneath. Adjust to sit onto whatever you're sitting onto comfortably. So we can take this knee here on the bottom, this right knee, around to this center point if it goes there. If it doesn't, just let it come as far around as it can. So that knee comes to center if possible, and the other leg comes over top. This may be enough. So you may want to just kind of relax into this. The hands can just rest wherever they want to, wherever your shoulders get to relax the most. But if you want to get deeper, just let this leg relax so this knee drops down. Take hold of the top of your foot on your knee and gently, not forcefully, take this leg around as far as it will go. So again, it may not come all the way around to center. You may have this bottom knee over here somewhere, and this top knee over here somewhere. So it doesn't matter about how it looks. So this may be enough today. Closing the eyes, breathing, feeling the stretch through the outsides of the hips. And coming back to, I mentioned about finding that perfect edge. You don't always need to go to your absolute maximum in your postures in yoga. Some days what you need and what your body needs is a more gentle edge. So maybe just starting here very gently. If there's hardly anything going on there and you do feel the need to get in deeper, you can by taking your hands down. Maybe you stay on fingertips. Maybe the palms come down. Maybe you walk your hands out further. Maybe you come all the way down. If you have cushions available, maybe you rest into those, or blocks, or maybe a combination. So there is no one way for you to use these postures. You can tweak them, adjust them, make them loving, make them personal and perfect for your body. Breathing through the nose, close the eyes and reconnect again. You know, this is about making the body and this feeling into the body, this process of connecting with the body, the absolute most important thing right now. Let everything else fall away, everything else that usually seems important. Let it fall away and give your body your own undivided attention. Feel into it. Breathe into it. And listen to it. What does it have to tell you? What is there to discover or notice that you haven't already discovered? Different sensations and experiences that you're having in your body. Staying as open as you can and empty. Not filled with ideas and preconceived notions, but open and empty and ready to just look at the body with these fresh eyes, to really, really listen. As you breathe, find softness in your body. More and more. And we'll take a few more breaths. And we'll just come back up to seated if we folded. Taking the top leg out and the next leg out. And just take a few breaths here. Feel the energy flow, the blood flow, the change in sensation and temperature through the legs. And we're going to go to the other side. So we're just taking a couple of minutes on each side here. This time the left leg comes underneath first. The other side of your body may act differently. So this knee may not be able to come all the way around to center. It may sit out at an angle. But if we can, we take it to center. The other leg comes over on top. Maybe this is our version today. Maybe we drop the knee, take the knee around maybe. So wriggle your way into your perfect edge. So maybe we stay seated upright. Maybe we stay seated and upright for just a little while, letting the hips just get to know what's going on. And then at some point, maybe the body invites us in deeper. And you know what to do then. Just taking yourself forwards in your own way. If there is fear, anxiety, some kind of upset or trauma being held in the body, it's really important that we don't just rush in to these joints and these tissues. In yoga, you'll hear it often referred to as the issues in our tissues, that when we don't process our trauma or our emotions, it gets stored in the body. So we're dealing with a lot of different stuff. And we meet with the body and we work with the body, and when there is trauma there, it's just so important. It may be shock, it may be fear, and it's really important that we do find these gentle edges, especially to begin with, that we breathe with the body and we make our way in slowly and respectfully and with kindness, with compassion. Working in this way that restores the trust in the relationship between you and your body. You treat your body that way, it responds better. And when it responds better, you begin to trust your body. It's like a two-way street. Your body begins to trust you, you begin to trust it. Close the eyes. What's here to discover that you haven't already discovered? Find softness as you breathe. If you find your mind wandering a lot, don't worry. So normal. Just try, as you breathe out and you relax your body, try to relax some of that mental effort. So just breathing out and letting a thought or a subject fall away from you over a few breaths. Can't stop the mind from coming in, but we can certainly relax down out of it once it's there. There's less of a tendency to follow it around and give it importance and weight, and more of a tendency to just breathe and just keep letting some of that mental effort fall away, which allows you to spend more time connecting, feeling into the body. Last few breaths here. Lifting back up. So we take the block away, straighten the legs. Oof. Maybe we point and flex those toes or bob the legs up and down a bit. Or maybe we want to move the shoulders more. Just letting everything kind of move and shift and get back to normal. If there's some other movement you want to make, windshield wiper legs, this kind of thing, anything at all, please be led by your body as to how you move in between. So I'm kind of leaving that open for you. So coming down onto the back now. So taking the arms up above the body for banana asana. So you can just gently take hold of a wrist or a hand, or you can let the arms kind of part a little bit. And we're going to take the feet and walk the feet over to the right hand side first. So the feet walk over to the right. But we want the hips to stay flat, so we don't want this hip to lift up off of the floor. So we want to keep both hips flat, both sitting bones resting into the floor. With the head and shoulders, shuffle the upper body over to the right hand side so that you have brought your body into like a half moon banana shape. So this can be quite strong through the shoulders. So if you need to, remember you can let those hands part and find a more comfortable position where you're getting stretch but not too much. And you can cross your right leg over your left if you want to deepen the stretch into the left hip. So just breathing here. Find your version. Closing the eyes. So we're used to being quite distracted and entertained, and it's normal to find that we might get a wave of boredom or frustration, agitation, impatience come up from time to time as we're practicing. So just trying not to feed those. You feed them by making them real and important and following them around, building a big story off the back of them. So with our emotions, whatever comes and goes in Yin, we want to just let it come, let it be there. And just let it be there. Just give it space. And it'll just move on when it's ready. So it's like riding a wave. You want this wave to build up and then just die off when it's ready, rather than it builds up and then we feed it and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So let the emotions and the mind come and go. Don't try and stop it. Don't fight against it. Don't buy into it. Let it come, let it go. My favourite saying in Yin is, allow what comes to come, allow what stays to stay, allow what goes to go. We'll take a few more breaths on this side. So wriggling the head and feet back to center, walking the feet over to the left and the head and shoulders over to the left. Finding your own unique version of this. Some people do like tucking their hands around the back of the head, letting the elbows fall out to the side. So that's another little alteration we could make with the hands. Getting an upper body stretch and getting that side stretch too. Closing the eyes. Breathing out, letting go. Finding little ways to let go. Part of this practice, especially in Yin, because we're still for so long, is becoming aware of the stories and the attitude that we have towards ourselves, the conversation that we're having with ourselves, with our body. What are we saying to our body? Big part of this practice is just becoming aware. Maybe not trying to fix it all at once, but just becoming aware. What are you saying to your body? What kind of an energy or attitude are you approaching your body with? Because the conversation that you have with yourself, about yourself, absolutely is the most important conversation you will have, over and above all of the others. It's the most important one. So learning to change the way we have that conversation with ourselves, learning to replace the thoughts, the stories, the words with better ones is a huge part. And you can start small today, just using what's called, many of you all heard of, affirmations, just choosing new sentences. And I'll share with you one that I use a lot when I'm with my body and I'm observing my body, I'll say, I allow you, I totally allow you to be as you are right now. I don't need you to be anything other than what you're being. You're perfect exactly as you are. So as you use this video and you use your Yin Yoga practice, I want to challenge you to begin to notice and understand the conversation you're having with yourself, the attitudes, the energy that you bring in as you be with yourself. And I want to challenge you to find new words, new sentences, new ways of having those conversations. So taking your head back to center and your feet back to center, taking your arms out to the sides and letting your knees come in towards your chest. Letting your knees come down to the right hand side. Head looks over the left shoulder. So the left shoulder draws down. We can place a block under knees, in between knees, if we need to give support to the legs and make the twist more gentle. We can give support under the head and the neck, or we can turn the head back to center if the neck is too strained in a twist. Relaxing the arms and the shoulders, softening the thighs and the hips. Allowing the spine, all of the tissues through the spine to let go into this twist as you breathe and let go. So you might like to just pick one particular sentence and just say that to yourself in your practice. Just ticking it around in your mind. Something simple like, you are good enough. Or, thank you for letting me move through this practice today. Or, I allow you to be exactly as you are. How are you going to talk to your body? It's for you to decide. And keep softening as you breathe. Giving over to gravity, giving over to the posture. Breathing out and letting go. Letting the old way fall away. Letting the new way arise. So we'll take those knees back into center. And we're going to make our way to the other side. Knees come in and make their way down to the left. So this side may be different and may need different props. So you can have cushions, blocks, under knees and in between, support the head. Find your version of this once more. Closing the eyes. Coming back to your body. We're not done yet. Still listening, still being there with it. Giving it your undivided attention. And notice near the end here what it's done well. What has shifted? What's changed? Might be just
a feeling of calm because the body has responded to the practice, and the heart rate has lowered, the blood pressure has lowered, the breathing is slowed, the brain has told the body we're safe, and everything has switched into our rest and restore mode. You can see that in the quality of the breath and the way the muscles feel and the way you just feel more settled and calm. So whatever has shifted for you, whatever has changed and developed over this practice, I want you to notice. Be conscious of those changes and be conscious and grateful for what your body does really well, for how good it is at relaxing and letting go, and how good it is at releasing and stretching and moving and the simple things, breathing. There's a lot of people out there who don't have the basics. They can't feel parts of their body or move parts of their body. Things aren't working properly, and there's always somebody that would trade places with you in an instant for what you've got, for what you were able to move through here today. So I want you to learn to marvel at the small details, at the things that your body does really, really well. And learn to really appreciate what it does do well, rather than just noticing it when it doesn't go well. Okay, so we're going to draw those knees back into center. Hug the knees in towards the chest, rock the knees from side to side, massage the lower back into the floor, still just enjoying being in your body. All the sensations of just easing off any stiffness, the enjoyment of movement now. Breath coming and going, maybe taking a deep breath if that feels really good. Your own movements in your own way that feel nice to you. Laying down onto your back now, ready for a closing shavasana. So again, you can have those cushions under the backs of the legs or the head, a blanket over the body. I want you to take the time now to get comfortable. And we'll just lay back for a few minutes and just let the body digest everything that we've done. Closing the eyes, breathing through the nose. Just sending some love to every cell, to every part of that body. Sending some love and appreciation. And just letting the body rest for a few moments. I'll let you know when it's time to move again. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, wriggling the fingers and toes and taking the feet together, the hands together, stretching from top to bottom, rolling to the side. Taking a few breaths here. Pressing into the palm to come to a seated position. And bringing the palms together at our heart center. I truly believe that the more we give to the body, the more it gives back. And it's my hope that you can use this practice and other yin practices to spend more time getting to know, how you're going to speak to your body and getting to know your body's needs, what its messages are, what it's trying to tell you and what it needs, so that you can live in a home that feels comfortable. It's the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed that practice. Click the like button if you enjoyed, leave me a comment, let me know how you got on, and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with more videos.